5 hours later, I'm still in the parking lot. Just to see all them big time Hollywood men that I just watched go up there, they all come down off the shuttle and looking. The Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
When Katt Williams breaks his silence, it isn't to accuse, it's to signal a shift. For years, his warnings lived in jokes and interviews, easy to dismiss, easier to laugh off. Now, as court records, federal filings, and long-buried documents tied to Sean Combs and Jeffrey Epstein resurface, those remarks feel less like commentary and more like context. This isn't about guilt by association. It's about why the same names, the same circles, and the same silences keep appearing when power is finally forced into the light.
He should be here this weekend. It's the Super Bowl. I mean, right. It was his pick, and all that stuff is going to happen. If he's not at the Super Bowl, that's going to be quite telling, but it doesn't matter if he's here or if he's not. Right now, there's an entire machine that is working to try to find a way to salvage his image.
Real life. It ain't real life. Just ain't real life street stars. You know what time it is.
And with that being said, just to kind of just go ahead and get started with it, Jag, 2026, first of all, this new year has been, the world's on fire. As much ice as we've seen, the world is literally on fire. And I mean, from the entertainment to, of course, overseas, the wars, and how everything going on mentally.
You broke up a little bit. I missed what you just said.
How's your mental for the top of the year so far?
My mental?
Yeah, let's start with your mental.
I'm fine. Mentally, I see. This is the thing. I have a hard time anytime anybody asks me about my mental, because I've had so many people work so hard to try to make me crazy or say that I'm crazy or put white warrants on me and put me in hospitals. Or have to sit down and do, multiple psych evaluations. So how is my mental doing? My mental's doing great. I'm fine. I think for me, it's frustration, and not even frustration. I can't call it frustration, because that would require me to have some emotional attachment to all of this bullshit that's going on, and I really don't. I have no emotional attachment to this at all. I am, what's the word? I'm bored.
When Katt Williams breaks silence, it does not sound like revelation. It sounds like timing. For years, he positioned himself outside the industry's approval economy, using humor to gesture at power without naming it directly. That distance now matters, because jokes once dismissed as noise sit uncomfortably close to official scrutiny. The implication is not that comedy predicts crimes, but that outsiders often notice pressure shifts first. If humor can register stress fractures before institutions do, what else do we ignore until it becomes unavoidable?
Chaz Williams. Don't let other people tell you anything else. Chaz was solid as they get. So all these people, you hear somebody on the internet talking about, I had to go step to Chaz. Niggas wasn't step to Chaz with all. So don't believe that bullshit. You understand? When you hear somebody talk about black hands kept New Yorkers safe. I'm telling you, when New Yorkers went out and they had issues and problems, they could call Chaz. Chaz would call a friend and call a friend or do whatever. And that person, if they had their problem, that situation would be eliminated, because Chaz's voice, went all around the country. I traveled with this man. I held down the door at all his parties. You understand? Me, JP, few other guys. You understand? We held down the parties, and all my Slick and the family crew, me, Slick and them, yo, they didn't travel. Slick wasn't getting on the plane like that. But anything that was drivable, we was there. Story right here, I'm just letting y'all know, it plays a part on who I am, because I'm writing this, I'm talking about this, because I'm writing about this in the book right now. Yo, this third book is so incredible that, I mean, like, it's heartfelt, you know what I'm saying? People is going to love it. My counterpart is on her way back down here, that's Miss Pleasant. We're gonna do a car chronicles. When y'all heard about the story that Tupac had Jay-Z scared to come out of his hotel room, that phone call was made to Chaz. Chaz made that phone call to Big D and Eric Beanham. Eric Beanham made that phone call to Suge on behalf of Chaz, because Dane Dash and them had called Chaz. And what happened? Jay-Z was able to perform.
The legal focus on Sean Combs reframes celebrity as infrastructure rather than personality. Allegations describe systems, money, access, leverage operating with discipline and repetition, not chaos. In that context, fame is no longer just visibility, it is insulation. The implications extend beyond one defendant to the ecosystem that normalized proximity without questions. If influence operates like an enterprise, who benefits from its stability and who bears the cost when it collapses?
I ain't gonna speak on it, but
But what?
but nothing. Because you ain't gonna speak on your friend, don't speak on my shit.
Okay.
And I ain't gonna tell it.
Because you know I know that you know that I know that I know that you know that I know what you know.
Don't play yourself, all right? All right. So now, what I'm trying to get y'all to see and what I'm trying to get y'all to say, I didn't lie. And I told y'all this nigga was messing with young girls.
Yeah, he was.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
I did not lie.
I know this for a fact.
This
because,
wasn't
yeah.
no capping shit in the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
You understand? So now, when these files come out and they start speaking about these cats dealing with these young girls.
Right. Because the thing about it is, I remember he dealt with Foxy. I remember that, and I think Foxy is younger than me. She's like 14, 15. I remember him like flipping out on her when we was in the tunnel, and I turned around and I looked like, oh wow. Because you know, I'm always in places that see and hear shit sometimes that I shouldn't be privy to. And it just so happened that day in the tunnel, I was in one of the rooms, boom boom room, you know, Uncle Bob was in there. So, yeah, he flipped out on Foxy, and I was just like, oh wow, you know, it gave me, they fucking with each other. You know, as a female, I was looking at it like, oh wow, they messing with each other.
I don't like y'all. I don't like y'all in the chat. Y'all snitching.
So,
don't watch the chat. Forget the chat. Don't watch the chat. Let them do what they. We giving the show.
I like to, you know, talk back. So anyway, now getting back to just being around town. So as far as when it came to me, I partied every day. Monday, we didn't have problems because of, so we didn't wait in line, you know, and then we were pretty girls. So at the end of the day, you know.
The release of materials connected to Jeffrey Epstein forces a distinction the public often resists. Appearance in documents is not a verdict. Names can surface as contacts, witnesses, or incidental references, yet the reputational impact is immediate. This ambiguity is precisely where power thrives between suspicion and proof. The deeper issue is not guilt by association, but the density of elite networks that repeatedly appear around the same corridors of access. When information arrives incomplete, are we equipped to read it with discipline rather than impulse?
And woke up in a room with Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z in Florida, claiming an incident occurred in the mid-1990s, approximately 1996, and then Pusha T, the same or another caller identified Pusha T has a handler. someone who establishes friendships with victims for Harvey Weinstein and alleged he was present during a drugging and sexual assault incident in 2007. So all of this is alleged. This is just what somebody called in and said.
But the problem with this is this. Right now, they got somebody called in and somebody filed a lawsuit saying that they seen me hiding bodies for P. Diddy. And I have to actually go to court. Somebody said, like with the case that I'm dealing with right now with Ashley Parham. She come up with all of these different details. She seen Drewski on the slip and slide. You feel me? I'm there pointing guns at Diddy and all these people. This type of stuff shouldn't even be allowed to come out because this is hearsay. You know what I'm saying? So for them to say she woke up with Pusha T, Jay-Z, and Weinstein, bro, Pusha T is not no handler like that, bro. That's not what he do, bro. Anybody who been around know that. Because when I was with Teyana Taylor, she was signed when I was security. She was signed to Ye and Pusha T. She was with them all the time, bro. I never seen none of that. And I would know, bro. I would know. Because the guy who was trying to sell the sex tape, guy come to me with this. None of this stuff right here never came up. You know what I'm saying? Weinstein used to date Halle Berry. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
That's a fact.
That's crazy.
That's a fact. Well, they all sleep together in the industry like that. But you know, you gotta be careful when you playing with Sean Carter though, man. He too calculated for that. I just don't see it, bro. I just don't see that. Because then what was the outcome of that?
At the top tier of fame, silence is rarely accidental. It is curated through contracts, brand risk, and mutual exposure. Invitations, charity stages, and social proximity create a culture where belonging is rewarded and dissent is quietly priced out. Williams' commentary resonates because it points away from individuals and toward tolerance as a business model. If silence is purchased with opportunity, who sets the price and who can afford to refuse?
Right, and you would think, like, if this Epstein thing, you would think if it was real on this island, there would be more people. Where are all the people who were okay with that? Nobody else is being arrested. Nobody, not no other people are being arrested.
The only thing we saw,
it's just crazy.
Very crazy. The only real consequences that we saw was with Prince Andrew.
Okay.
He lost his statesmanship title, got kicked out the castle, but that's it. That's
Andrew Tate said that if Trump really released all the names of all the people who are really involved in this, it would just bring down America because so many powerful people are in these files and they did scandalous things that it would just destroy America and ultimately destroy the world.
I believe what he means by that is stock market will crash first day. You know, a lot of things will affect the financial market, which could lead to crisis. The issue with that is, you know, I'm having a real hard time with this whole situation because it's people getting mentioned who I've been working with. Like I just seen Andrew Tate, Piers Morgan, saying that everybody listed in the Epstein files, including you, Piers, need to be held accountable. Now, before Piers Morgan just fell and broke his hip, we was about to do a show. And they was talking about me being an investigative journalist for Piers Morgan, traveling to places. And it's like, wait a second. Piers was listed in this? And I'm trying to get information on that because these aren't really like damning files when it comes to making sure you finding out somebody's a pedophile. This is really like clout chasing. That's what it seemed like to me, and it's...
Rumors circulate endlessly, but records change gravity. The moment claims intersect with filings, warrants, or sworn statements, they move from spectacle to scrutiny. That transition does not confirm truth, it demands process. Williams' role in this shift is not evidentiary but directional, highlighting where attention eventually travels. When documentation arrives late, does it expose new realities, or does it confirm patterns long visible to those willing to look?
For sure, for sure.
So what's been going on with you? I know you got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, man. So basically, a lot of shows, a lot of filming, dropping a lot of content. We got the show. I got a show on Cameron's network reporting the news on the You're Welcome network. So me and Ro got that deal. So we doing daily news event, like whatever going on in the world, so that's cool. We got the paranormal show. So we filming episodes. I'm gonna shoot you a couple episodes to see how it works, because we go out in the field, night vision goggles, thermal cameras, and we on the paranormal hunt, looking for UFOs, Bigfoot, skinwalkers, whatever people say, we pull up to go investigate. So we got that going. Off the Grid Network is going up. They got me, Charleston White, and 607 Unk in a movie. That's coming. Once again, thanks to you, you feel me? Like, ever since I hit the Camp Capone News platform, you gave me solid advice about staying consistent, don't take breaks, and how, like, no matter you said, bro, I get tired, bro, but I just keep going. I kept going, and bro, I got no complaints, bro. It's lit. I'm having the time of my life. I'm helping people. You feel me? Helping my community. We still bringing kids home. It's going down, Cam. It's going down.
Man, that's what's up, man. I'm really glad to hear that you kept going, you kept pushing. It's rough business, man, if you don't work, man.
It is. It really is, Cam. But I feel like when people, like working as a bodyguard, I learned that when people are business minded and they take time to talk to you, that means they see that you have potential. So you need to listen.
In celebrity culture, careers are portfolios. Representation, distribution, and endorsements do not merely amplify talent, they manage exposure. This is why being named carries weight even absent charges. The narrative itself threatens value. The implication is structural. Accountability competes with market stability. If the industry's first instinct is containment, not inquiry, what incentives exist for early transparency?
Man, I don't keep up with these cats, but I heard that that's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him, and him doing some things with some other people. So it's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing, and I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they really true. Because if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be real crazy. And they're gonna have to bring that to forefront because the prosecutor's gonna want those tapes. And they're gonna do whatever they have to do legally to get those tapes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So we just better hope for his sake, that's just a bunch of bull crap. But then there's lawyers out there saying, yeah, the tape does exist. Lawyers got on television to say the tapes exist. I don't really know or trust that, because they was trying to say he had a tape with one of the bodyguards and this lady that came out. So we don't know what to think until we actually see that and we get that version. You remember we had that bootleg version of R. Kelly tape?
Yeah, I remember that.
They don't even bootleg. They don't even bootleg no more, man. So it's gonna be hard to figure it out if it does exist.
Do you believe the guy in the tape is white?
If he's bigger than Diddy, and he's not none of the names that I said? Probably so. But then they say he was young too.
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber.
That's a good one. It might be him.
Focusing solely on famous faces obscures the quieter question of institutional responsibility. Enterprises, labels, networks, and sponsors provide continuity while rumors circulate, often until legal force intervenes. Patterns across cases suggest that influence moves through channels designed to resist interruption. If institutions profit from proximity to power, do they ever self-correct or only comply when compelled?
Gene Deal, let's get right into it. Diddy, he got indicted. You called it, man. A few weeks ago, you was on the platform and you said that he was going to get arrested in September.
Yeah, man. Anybody who in law enforcement or people know the law, when Homeland Security ran up into his house, people will tell you, or people knew that it was just a matter of time that they was going to indict him and bring him in to see the judge, bro. It was just a matter of time. I just figured out with the grand jury and their different sessions and stuff like that, and then what one of the witnesses told me, I just figured it out that it was going to be around September that they were going to bring him in, bro. People might not understand. It's difficult when you see a brother that has so much promise become an icon as far as in the music business and stuff that he did, to turn around and tear his whole life down. But it's all because of his mentors and the people that trained him and taught him the music business. You know, it's all about the people who trained and taught him the music business, because Puff wasn't, he wasn't born a monster. You know what I'm saying? He was made into a monster, brother. Do you understand what I'm saying? He was made into a monster from the stuff that happened to him, the things that he had to do. You understand? The things that he had to do to become who he is. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like this, brother. You never like something so much that you can't do without, and you never be willing to do anything to get where you want to be at. You gotta have principles, you gotta have morals, you gotta keep with that stuff. And in that music business, a lot of that stuff get thrown out the window. You understand? And that's what happened to him. He started doing the things to other people that was done to him. To keep it frank, he was doing the things to other people that was done to him. And it is what it is. You gotta know better. And if you know better, you will do better. When he was in New York City, he was like,
No system of silence survives without an audience trained to consume discomfort as entertainment. Clips circulate, jokes land, attention moves on. Williams' effectiveness lies in exploiting that reflex, forcing viewers to sit with unease rather than dismiss it. The implication is collective. Accountability is delayed not only by contracts but by consumption habits. When we reward spectacle over inquiry, what protections are we quietly reinforcing?
Epstein didn't commit suicide and that the files are indeed real. But our sources, and yes, we're deeply connected inside the White House, have a very different story to tell than the one that's being told to the public.
I am fascinated by this because Patel and Bongino were leading the conspiracy theories about Epstein's death and whether there was a client list. I never thought they would do a flip. But it sounds like they almost have, and they're on board with the notion that it was suicide and there's no list.
Well, very much so. The Department of Justice, with the sign-off of the FBI, released a statement and a memo, Axios first reported it, saying there was no client list and there was no suicide.
Now, during all of this, Diddy had been convicted on 2 counts of the Mann Act, which is transporting insiders at the White House that Donald Trump was seriously considering pardoning Diddy. Roll the clip.
This is a big deal. This is a big deal. President Trump is seriously considering pardoning Diddy. And we know this. We have sources with direct knowledge that people from the White House have been in communication with the defense team, Diddy's defense team, and that Trump is seriously considering it, and this is going to be timed to the judge's decision on whether Diddy gets bail.
This would be the ultimate smokescreen, and we've seen for weeks some very major smokescreens.
Starts to make sense, right? Two men, both accused in high-profile sex scandals, both convinced they were being unfairly targeted, and both using the media to frame themselves as victims. But then everything shifted. Diddy was denied bail. After that, Trump came out and said that he once got along with Diddy very well, but that he was leaning towards not pardoning Diddy because Diddy was, quote, very hostile to him during the time that Trump was running for office. Roll the clip.
Sean Diddy Combs.
Right.
Would you consider pardoning him?
Well, he was essentially, I guess, sort of half innocent.
Yes.
I don't know what they do. Still in jail or something, but he was celebrating a victory, but he seems, I guess it wasn't as good as a victory. Probably, you know, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him.
This investigation does not end with lists. Names apply pressure, but they are not conclusions. The unresolved tension is whether visibility produces accountability or merely another cycle of reputational triage. If systems only reckon with themselves under legal force, what does that reveal about how power behaves when it believes no one is watching? And what will it take for that belief to change?